Section 93 Vaisampayana said, those Brahmanas then that had been dwelling with him in the woods, beholding the son of Kunti about to set out on the pious pilgrimage, approached him, O king, and said, Thou art about to set out, O king, on thy journey to the sacred tirthas, along with thy brothers, and accompanied by the illustrious Rishi Lomasa. O king, it behoveth thee, O son of Pandu, to take us with thee. Without thee we shall not be able to, O son of the Kuru race, to visit them at any time, surrounded by dangers and difficult of access. They are infested by beasts of prey. Those tirthas, O Lord of men, are inaccessible to persons in small parties. Foremost of all wielders of the bow, thy brothers are ever brave, protected by your heroic selves. We also would proceed to them. Permit us to acquire, O Lord of earth, through thy grace, the blessed fruit of tirthas, protected by thy energy. Let us, O King, be cleansed of all our sins by visiting those tirthas and purified by baths therein. Bathing in those tirthas, thou also, O Bharata, will acquire without doubt the regions difficult of acquisition, that Kartavirya and Astaka, the royal sage Lomapada, and the imperial and heroic Bharata only had earned. In thy company, O king, we desire to behold Prabhasa and other tirthas, Mahendra and other hills, Ganga and other rivers, and Plaksha and other gigantic trees. If, O Lord of men, thou hast any regard for the Brahmanas, do thou our bidding. Thou wilt surely have prosperity from this, O thou of mighty arms. The tirthas are infested by Rakshasas that ever obstruct ascetic penances. It behoveth thee to protect us from them, protected by Lomasa, and taking us with thee. Go thou to all the tirthas, spoken of by Dhaumya and the intelligent Narada. Also, all those that have been spoken by the celestial Rishi Lomasa, endued with great ascetic wealth, and be thou by this cleansed of all thy sins. Thus addressed respectfully by them, the king, that bull amongst the sons of Pandu, surrounded by his heroic brothers, headed by Bhima, with tears of joy in his eyes, said on to all those ascetics, Let it be so, with the permission then of Lomasa, as also of his priest Dhaumya, that foremost of Pandu's sons, with Saul under complete control, resolved along with his brothers and Drupadas, daughter of faultless features, to set out. Just at this time, the blessed Vyasa, as also Parvata and Narada, all endued with high intelligence, came to Kamyaka for seeing the son of Pandu. Beholding them, King Yudhishthira worshipped them with due rites, and worshipped by the monarch thus. Those blessed ones, addressing Yudhishthira, said, O Yudhishthira, O Bhima, and ye twins, banish all evil thoughts from your minds, purify your hearts, and then set out for the tirthas. The Brahmanas have said that the observance of regulations in respect of the body are called earthly vows, while efforts to purify the heart so that it may be free from evil thoughts are called spiritual vows. O king, the mind that is free from all evil thoughts is highly pure, purifying yourself, therefore, harboring only friendly feelings for all. Behold, hey, the tirthas, observing earthly vows in respect of your bodies, and purifying your minds by spiritual vows, obtain, hey, the fruits as recited of pilgrimages, saying, so be it. The Pandavas with Krishna caused those celestial and human rishis to perform the usual propitiatory ceremonies. And those heroes, having worshipped the feet of Lomasa and Dvaipayana and Narada and the celestial Rishi Parvata, O king, and accompanied by Daumya, as also the ascetics that had been residing with them in the woods, set out on the day following the full moon of Agrahayana, in which the constellation Pushya was ascendant, dressed in barks and hides, and with mated lock on head. They were all cased in impenetrable mail and armed with swords. And O Janamejaya, the heroic sons of Pandu, with quivers and arrows, and scimitars and other weapons, accompanied by Indrasena and other attendants, with 14 cars, a number of cooks and servants of other classes, set out with faces turned towards the east. Yudhishthira said, O best of celestial rishis, I do not think that I am without merits, yet am I afflicted with so much sorrow that there never was a king like me. I think, however, that my enemies are destitute of good qualities, and even destitute of morality. Yet why, O Lomasa, do they prosper in this world? Lomasa said, Grieve not ever, O king, O son of Pritha, that sinful men should often prosper in consequence of the sins they commit. A man may be seen to prosper by his sins, obtain good therefrom, and vanquish his foes. Destruction, however, overtakes him to the roots. O king, I have seen many Daityas and Dhanavas prosper by sin, but I have also seen destruction overtake them. O exalted one, I have seen all this in the righteous age of yore. The gods practiced virtue, while the Asuras abandoned it. The gods visited the Tirthas, while the Asuras did not visit them. And at first, the sinful Asuras were possessed with pride, and pride begat vanity, and vanity begat wrath, and from wrath arose every kind of evil propensities, and from these later sprang shamelessness, and in consequence of shamelessness, good behavior disappeared from among them, and because they had become shameless and destitute of virtuous propensities and good conduct and virtuous vows, forgiveness and prosperity and morality forsook them into no time, and prosperity then, O king, sought the gods, while adversity sought the Asuras. And when the Daityas and the Dhanavas, deprived of sense by pride, were possessed by adversity, Kali also sought to possess them. And O son of Kunti, overwhelmed with pride and destitute of rites and sacrifices, and devoid of reason and feeling, and their hearts full of vanity, destruction overtook them soon. And covered with infamy, the Daityas were soon exterminated. The gods, however, who were virtuous in their practices, going to the seas, the rivers, the lakes, and the holy spots, cleansed themselves of all sins, O son of Pandu, by means of ascetic penances and sacrifices and gifts and blessings, and obtained prosperity and consequence. And because the gods always performed sacrifices and holy deeds, abandoning every practice that was evil, and visited the Tirthas, as the consequence thereof, they acquired great good fortune. Guided by this, O king, do thou also, with thy brothers, bathe in Tirthas, for then thou wilt obtain prosperity once more. Even this is the eternal road. And O monarch, as King Riga and Shivi and Ausinara and Bhagirath and Vasumanas and Gaya and Puru and Pururavas, by practicing ascetic penances and visiting Tirthas and touching sacred waters and beholding illustrious ascetics, obtained fame and sanctity, and merit and wealth, so wilt thou also obtain prosperity that is great, and has Ikshvaku with his sons, friends and followers, has Muchukunda and Mandatri and King Maruta as the gods, through power of asceticism, and the celestial rishis also had all obtained fame, so wilt thou also obtain great celebrity. The sons of Dhritarashtra, on the other hand, enslaved by sinfulness and ignorance, will without doubt be soon exterminated, like the Daityas. Thus endeth the 94th section in the Tirtha-yatra Parva of the Vana Parva.